Come, whoever you are, to Meg's Magical Mansion, a virtual guest house for spiritual wayfarers, a place where the ordinary becomes magical, where wisdom is yours for the asking, and where your higher nature is just a wish away. Thank you for joining us here today at Meg's Magical Mansion. I'm Meg, and this is my trusty butler, Scallion. And here in my lap is my beautiful little assistant, Miss Alice Poopers. We're so glad you've joined us here today at Meg's Magical Mansion, because today we're going to be talking all about sigils. If you don't know what sigils are, stick around. We're going to tell you what they are, how you can design and create your own, and how you can use them to enhance your own magical manifesting life. So don't go anywhere. My goodness, Miss Poopers, that was exciting. Did you have fun? No, she just wants her nap. Well, today we have a quote for you about sigils from Lawrence Gallion. Lawrence Gallion is a pianist, writer, lecturer. He is a composer and a teacher. He is a world-renowned ballet accompanist, but also very involved in spiritual practice and is an initiate of several Sufi orders. So let's listen to the words of Lawrence Gallion.
A quote about sigils from Lawrence Gallion. A sigil is a symbol. It is a pattern that can represent the subconscious mind, your desired goal. What is its practical, magical potential? A sigil can release the long dormant energies contained within the self. Through working with the sigil, you can bring to waking manifestation anything contained in the various levels of the subconscious. It can animate any archetypal force lying latent within you.
Well, wasn't that a nice quote, Alice Poopers? Did you learn something about sigils? She said, I learned it. It's my nap time. All right, baby. Well, we are talking about sigils today, and the word sigil comes from the Latin for the word seal, and I don't mean like, I mean like to seal a letter. You know how they used to seal them with sealing wax, that kind of a seal? Then the king or the emperor or whoever would have the signet ring with his sigil, and he would put that into the wax to mark that that was his. That's an early idea of a sigil. And also back in ancient times and medieval times, they were pictorial signatures of a deity or a spirit, or were the mark of a ruler. Nowadays, they're a symbolic representation of a desired outcome and can be used for manifesting. Because in the 1970s, we had the emergence of chaos magic, which we're going to have an episode on coming up. It's pretty cool stuff. Chaos magic came out in the 1970s and was the brainchild of artist and occultist Austin Osman Spare. And he came up with the way where sigils can be used for success, results-based, manifesting magic. So let's talk a little bit about sigils because they've been widespread since the Neolithic era. Back in medieval times, sigils were commonly used to represent angels or demons that could be summoned up, and magical training of the time involved memorizing a lot of these sigils. The very famous Lesser Key of Solomon, which is 72 sigils that represent the princes of hell listed in a hierarchical order and can be used for magical purposes. And you could use these sigils to summon up these princes of hell to do your bidding, because the sigil was considered to be the true name of the spirit, giving the practitioner the power to call it up and perhaps maybe control it. Just saying, maybe. So, but when Austin Osman Spare came along, and he lived from 1886 to 1956, he came up with the idea that these supernatural beings, these princes of hell and demons, were just creations of the subconscious mind. Hello? Have we not been just talking about the subconscious mind? If you haven't checked out that episode, please do. But Austin Osman Spare came up with the idea that individuals can create their own sigils to help them unlock the power of their subconscious mind to manifest everything they desire. And I remember when I first was practicing witchcraft, I did a lot of sigils because one of my friends showed me how to do a sigil. I didn't know that much. And I did them for quite a while, but I'm coming back to it, and I've really learned a lot more about the many ways you can make sigils. There's really no right or wrong way to create sigils, but through the power of your creation and the intention you put into the sigil you create, that is, to me, what powers it and what gives it its magic. So I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that you can create your own sigils. Now, please believe me, there are kajamillions of ways to do this. And in my humble opinion, there is no right or wrong way. Find the way that resonates for you. I use different ways, different times. So I'm going to show you, I think, maybe 3 different ways that you can make sigils. They're very easy. It's a fun way to express your creativity. So if you like to be artsy or creative, sigils are definitely going to be something you're going to love. So I'm going to show you some ways to make them, and then I'm going to show you some things you can do with your sigils once you have created them. So, you ready to go make some sigils? Let's go. I'm going to be working in my Wisdom of the Witch journal, and all of my beautiful journals are for sale on Amazon. So let's go ahead and make our first sigil. There are so many ways you can do it. The first way has to do with numerology, and we'll do the same phrase. Today, let's pick a general phrase, and it's always good, you want to state it in the present tense. Those I am or I have phrases work really well for sigils. So starting with the words I am or I have are really good. Let's go with I am. I'm abundant. There we go. I am abundant. Simple phrase, very easy. Now I'm going to just take out all the vowels. So no A, E, I, O, or U, or if Y is making a vowel sound, I also pull it out. So we have M. Then I have B. I don't want to repeat any consonants either. There's N. M, B, N, D. So far nothing repeating. There's N. I've already got N, so I'm going to skip that. And T. Or if some people would maybe put 2 dots now to show 2 N's in that. That's up to you. So now these are the consonants M, B. We have the 2 N's, D, and T. So this is what we are going to be working with. The first way I'm going to show you involves using numerology. You can use any number across the top of your grid, but if you have not seen our episode on Tesla, please go watch that, and then you will understand why I am choosing to use the number 9. Now, what I'm going to do is just divide the alphabet up underneath this. So there we have our alphabet all divided out into 9 columns. Now, we're going to switch colors so you can kind of see where we're going. Our first letter is M, so I'm going to make a circle around that. Then I have to go over here to the B. From that, I have to come right back to the N, and then the D, and then over to the T. Now this has made kind of a basic shape. And I want to kind of look at that shape and see if I can draw that shape. Some people like to start with a circle or any kind of a heart, a shape, a star, and then think how that kind of goes up to the B, and then it comes right back past here to the N. Then it goes, that D is right above the M, so I want to come right back up to above there, and then this T is right lined up with that, so I want to come and line that. Some people will end here and even separate words, like this would be the M for I am, so you could put a line there to show a new word. You don't have to, you could just use the lines. And then sometimes you might want to take this, I like the straight lines. Some people will make it more curvy like this. And you can just, make a lot of mistakes, it's fine. And just kind of stylize it a little bit. So there we go. This is the way we did it with the grid, and we kind of came out with this as our final product. Let's try another one. Let's do the same affirmation. If you're more of an artist, this way may appeal more to you. Now on this, you would work more with the actual shapes of the letters. So what you want to do is you want to start to think here in the M, I have one up and down. I have one diagonal that does the whole line this way. Then I have a diagonal that goes that way, and then I have a second line that goes up and down. So you see how I'm sorting out the shapes? For the B, I have a line that goes up and down. Then I have bumps that are like half, they're small, they're like half the, looks like quotation marks there. All right, now for the N, I have a line that goes up and down, a line that goes this way, and I'm not going to make it again, I'm just going to use those two dots somewhere in my art. Then I have the D has a line up and down and a full curved line this way. The T has a line this way up and down and a line that goes across. So these are the shapes I have to work with. Now what you do is you can just play with them artistically any way you want and put them together. This is where your artistic creativity can come in, and why people who are kind of artsy like this more. And you can kind of mess around. And let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those, 2 of those, and then 1, 2 of those, 1 of those, and 1 of those. Just so I know how many I have to work with. All right, so I'm just going to start messing around, and I may or may not like what I get. There's 2. Maybe I'll use one of those diagonals. So I've used 2 of those and 1 diagonal. Maybe I'll come down and match that. I could take the opposite diagonal back across. Maybe that's, and I'm counting these as being one width length. This way this lined paper is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I still need to use this guy. Maybe I'll go back up here. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I have a slant this way, a slant back, and a slant back, and that takes care of those. I still need one more, so I'll add one more here. Okay, so I've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So those are all done. Check. I got both of those. I got that. Now I need to figure out these. Oh, you know what would look cute? Let's put like little. So I got those guys. Now let's put the big guy here. And then this guy. Maybe right across the top.
So now I can redraw it, and I might now start to use these as one line, but it's going to be 4 spaces, 1. And that is my sigil for I am abundant. We did it 2 different ways. They mean the same thing. This one and this one mean the same thing. If you're not very artistic, I recommend you try this method. If you really want to, get more creative, you might want to try this one. Let me show you another way you can do it. Another way you can do it, and let's just take these letters here, is to do a circle. So I'll work over on this side here. And for that, and this is another good way to get started if you're new to sigilling. And I'm going to use these letters M, B, N, D, and T somehow in my circle. And this time I might keep them like way more intact, but maybe make them like fancy. This way you can get very playful with them. That would be the M, and you can use one part of the letter to become parts of other letters. So for example, I might put the B here. And then the N, I could actually make this turn into the N. This could be like the D. They can go wherever you want them. They can go in any direction you want. So like the T could go there. And then again, if you want to put 2 dots to show that there were 2 ends, you can put 2 dots. And I could do that over here. Like if I just somewhere in this design want to have 2 dots just to signify that there were 2 ends in that phrase, I could add 2 dots. So that would be a circle sigil. And these are very easy to start with as well. And again, this stands for I am abundant, and of course, I am abundant. So now that I have some different sigils, what can I do with them? Well, let's start with this guy. The first thing I can do with this guy is I can redraw it on a post-it note. Now, let's look at some things we can do with them. First what I want to say is I'm going to take one and I'm going to put it in your purse, put it in your wallet, wherever you keep your money. I'm just going to fold it up, and when I want to bring things in, I fold the paper towards me. So I'm going to do it, and then I turn it clockwise. I'm going to fold it towards me once, turn it clockwise, fold it towards me once again, turn it clockwise, and fold it one more time. I like 3s. And then I'm going to stick it somewhere in here in my messy old purse. Okay, so here's another guy. I'm going to again fold it up. Fold it towards me. Turn it clockwise towards me. Clockwise towards me. Clockwise. And I'm just going to tuck this guy right there into my money bowl, and I'm going to forget about it. So I took this one and I redrew it onto rice paper. Rice paper is great if you want to burn things because it burns very, very quickly. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to go meditate on this symbol for a while. Then I'm going to come back and burn it. So I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, I'm back. I took some time and meditated on my sigil that says I am abundant. And now I'm going to release it by burning it. And I just have a little charcoal disc in here, and I have to get that lit. Then I'm just going to place that right on there. Maybe give it a little extra light just for good measure. And I'm going to let it go. You can also draw your sigils onto yourself and wear them as a temporary tattoo. And of course, I do know some people who have actually had sigils permanently tattooed on. Well, I hope you enjoyed learning about sigils today, making sigils, figuring out what to do with them once you made them.
and a little bit about the history of sigils. So, in the words of Buddha, 1,000 candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. So thank you for sharing your time, attention, and energy with us here today at Meg's Magical Mansion. Hey, if you had fun or learned something, why not give us a like, give us a share, subscribe, ring the bell, and we'll let you know when we post new episodes. We love all of you that support the channel.
Scallion here with today's giveaway. It's a $25 gift card from Amazon, and I've hidden the code somewhere in this episode. So whoever finds it first can go on Amazon and spend the $25. It could be anywhere, so get looking.
And we'll see you back here next time at Meg's Magical Mansion. Let us close with a song for all the witches out there. I took my troubles down to Madame Ruth. You know that gypsy with the gold cap too. She's got a place down on 34th and Vine, selling little bottles of love potion number 9. I told her that I was a flop with chicks. I've been this way since 1956. She looked at my palm and she made a magic sign. She said, what you need is love potion number 9. She bent down and turned around and gave me a wink. She said, I'm gonna mix it up right here in the sink. It smelled like turpentine, it looked like Indian ink. I held my nose, I closed my eyes, I took a drink. I didn't know it was a day or night. I started kissing everything inside. But when I kissed the cop down on 34th and Vine, he broke my little bottle of love potion number 9. I held my nose, I closed my eyes, I took a drink. I didn't know it was a day or night. I started kissing everything inside. When I kissed the cop down on 34th and Vine, broke my little bottle of love potion number 9. Love potion number 9. Love potion number 9. Love potion number 9. See you next time.